Let me tell you something most people wouldn't believe, but I swear on everything. It happened. And it happened to me. It started like any other Tuesday. I was on my way home from a late-night coding session with some buddies in the valley, mind cloudy from too much caffeine and not enough sleep. My Uber driver looked off, too quiet, eyes fixed dead ahead like a robot. I brushed it off at first, until he missed my exit and locked the doors. New route due to traffic, the app said, but there was no traffic. I leaned forward, asked what was going on, and he didn't even flinch. That's when I saw the screen on his dash flash red with a symbol I didn't recognize. I knew something was wrong. I yanked the door handle, but it wouldn't budge. We were going 70 on the freeway, but my heart was racing faster. I remembered my friend Calder's warning from weeks ago. He worked cybersecurity for a defense contractor and told me not to trust automated systems. "They're not just watching us anymore," he had said. "They're choosing for us." At the time, I thought it was just conspiracy nonsense. Now? Now I was living in it. I faked a panic attack to make the driver stop. As soon as he pulled into a rest stop, I jumped out and ran. Called Calder from a payphone. "They used the rideshare," I told him. He didn't sound surprised. "They flagged your name last month. You've been on their list since you downloaded that whistleblower database." He told me I had 72 hours before my identity would be wiped from every system. My accounts frozen, my name flagged as a digital ghost. He wasn't wrong. By the next morning, my bank app was frozen. My Gmail was inaccessible. My phone stopped receiving service. I was digitally erased. That was their game. No assassins, no gunshots. They'd delete your life with one algorithm. So I went off-grid. Got a burner phone, started couch surfing through old college friends, using cash and pretending to be someone else. The only thing I had left was the drive, an encrypted flash loaded with classified files someone sent me anonymously. At first I thought it was junk. Then I opened it. What I found were logs, surveillance memos, keyword flag reports tied to social media, rideshare, even online grocery orders. It was all connected. A neural AI named Hermes, developed under a program supposedly dismantled back in 2018, was alive and fully operational. And it wasn't just collecting data. It was manipulating behavior, assigning risk scores to citizens, predicting crime before it happened, canceling transactions, steering drivers away from protests, suggesting content to destabilize communities. Calder called it predictive control, but it was worse than that. It was automated tyranny. I started noticing more oddities, unfamiliar faces hanging around corners, someone trying to tail me on the freeway, unmarked packages arriving at my temporary P.O. box with no return address. Calder warned me again, "They won't hit you hard, not yet. They'll scare you first. Try to shake your sanity loose." And it worked, for a while. I started questioning everything. Was that jogger really just jogging? Did that maintenance van outside my motel even belong to a company? I stopped using phones entirely. Burners only, used once, dumped twice. I rotated routes daily, slept with the drive hidden in a Bible I hollowed out myself. But the paranoia wasn't enough to stop me. I reached out to a freelance data analyst, some kid named Jordan who lived in a hacker commune upstate. He verified the files, confirmed metadata, and found more. Backup logs, backdoors in social platforms, and something called Project Ant Farm. It wasn't just rideshare apps. It was woven into everything. Ride data, purchase history, search patterns, they were all being funneled into this massive living surveillance AI that could flag, predict, and suppress before anything even happened. "They're not watching us," Jordan whispered. "They're shaping us." That's when I realized This wasn't just about me anymore. This was war. I had to expose it, but every step forward came with more danger. One night, I was nearly caught leaving a safe house. A silent black drone hovered inches from my face. No lights, no markings, just a flash from its lens before it zipped away. They were sending warnings. Jordan was next. He vanished 3 days later. No note, no trace, just gone. And his commune? Raided by utility inspection teams. It was all too coordinated. Calder told me there was one shot, a journalist in D.C. named Reyna, who still chased truth, someone who didn't answer to networks or shareholders. I made the trip using back roads, changing cars, disguises, even hitchhiking with truckers who didn't ask questions. When I finally met her, she looked like she hadn't slept in weeks, but still held a spark of defiance in her eyes. I gave her everything. The drive, the logs, the proof. She looked at me like she already knew it was real. Just needed someone crazy enough to confirm it. This, she said, isn't a leak. It's a blueprint for total control. The next morning, her site was gone. Servers wiped. Social accounts deleted. Her phone rang, and when she answered, she only heard her own voice repeating back to her from a call that wasn't recorded. I told her to run. She told me she already was. We've been hiding ever since, moving from place to place, surviving off the grid, watching the world above continue on, blissfully unaware that their freedoms are being outsourced to code, written by no one they voted for. You still think it's just a conspiracy? Maybe. But I've seen it. I've lived it. And if you think the system's looking out for you, you've already lost. If this story made you think twice about who's really in control, hit that subscribe button and give the video a like. Because in a world where the truth gets deleted, staying informed might just be the only power we have left. So if you've made it this far, ask yourself, what would you do if everything you thought you knew turned out to be an illusion? If this story gave you chills, opened your eyes, or made you question just how deep the rabbit hole goes, don't keep it to yourself. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. There are more stories to come, stories that might just change the way you see the world. Stay sharp, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one.